Welcome back to the Inside Scoop. After almost 2 months, I've been extremely busy with school and other things, but I'm ready to get back into the deep conversations I had all throughout the summer. And today's conversation is not short of one. Today, I have Mahir Laul, the founder of Velric, a startup which is looking to disrupt the ways we hire and acquire new talent. It is truly impressive as he's an actor, a model, also a full-time student at NYU, and running this startup. We talked a lot about startups, acting, and student life at NYU and how it's life in NYC. If you're someone who loves everything about business and college life, this episode hits it out of the park. I hope you enjoy this episode. Now let's get into it. All right, so thank you, Mahir, for meeting with me today out of your very busy schedule. So, so for first, introduce yourself and tell us about what you're doing today and what you're up to.
Yeah, hey everyone, my name is Mahir, and I am CEO and founder of Velric. Velric is we're working on creating the global benchmark for hiring and talent acquisition. Um, and other than that, I am also a content creator, actor, and I'm currently studying at NYU.
Hmm. Okay. And that's impressive, first of all, being an actor, starting a business, and being a full-time
Yeah.
student at NYU. So what are you studying at NYU?
Yeah. I'm studying acting at NYU, but taking an academic year after I did the program, but decided to switch it up before the drop and ad day. I am thinking of actually transferring into Stern because I think the program it's a good program, but I think after going to a performance arts boarding school for 2 years, it was
Mm,
very slow paced for me.
mm,
And if I'm gonna be honest about it, I think I was just getting bored in class, and I was just thinking about my startup the whole time. And so I think this
mm,
is the time that's it's a signal that I think I should switch. So now I'm taking like an academic year,
mm,
uh, doing all the prerequisites for Stern, and yeah,
mm. Okay. And so you want to go to Stern, which is like one of the amazing business school, especially in the United States.
yeah,
And so why'd you start Velric, first of all? And what is Velric? Because it's pretty impressive and for me, but I'm pretty sure not
yeah.
a lot of other people know about it because you still haven't launched it publicly, right?
Yeah, so I mean we're building in public, but we haven't launched the MVP yet. It's supposed to come out in October, so stay tuned for that.
Mm,
Uh, but let me start off with the problem. The problem
mm,
is that millions of dollars are being spent, hundreds of billions of dollars are being spent in wasteful hiring.
mm,
Uh, Employers hire employees, train them, and then they can't get the work done. So that's the problem that we want to solve. And we're doing that by create having AI missions and AI challenges. So user comes on, they it tells the interface with uh, all the things that they've done, all the things they haven't done, the education they've had, the education they haven't had, basically everything A to Z about their professional life, and
mm,
then the the AI creates a mission slash challenge for the user to complete. And the user completes the challenge, and the AI grades the challenge, and then creates a Valorant score. And the more challenges you do, the more your Valorant score can fluctuate. And a low Valorant score doesn't mean that you're bad. It just means that it just means that you're ready for a basic job rather than um, a CEO or hello,
yeah, I think you're lagged out.
hello.
Yeah, you're lagged out for me. Are you good?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I got you back. So let's just pick up on where you left from.
Yeah. What did you catch?
Yeah, so I caught the fact about like the Velric score. We were just talking about that right there before you lagged out. So let's just pick up on from there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, basically, The score is then generated, and then employers are able to recruit right off the app
Hmm.
directly.
Okay.
So basically, killing killing the rest, killing Indeed, killing, and we want this to be as important as your FICA or your credit score.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
And why'd you so your main reason you started this is because the way the recruiting process is right now. Was there like a certain like a moment that sparked it, like an exact moment you have?
Yeah, I was hoping you would ask that. So I was
Hmm.
working with my dad at his company, and I saw this happening.
Hmm.
His company was spending millions of dollars on wasteful hiring. Employees would get hired, they would get trained. That's also resources on our hand. And then when it comes time to deliver after 3, 4 months, zero.
Hmm.
They aren't able to get any contracts. They aren't able to produce results. They aren't able to like on the team that maybe they aren't able to produce the code or nothing or things don't go right, especially if the hire is a senior leadership.
Hmm.
Yeah, and even with junior leadership, when when it's a wrong hire, it messes up the whole chain of command, and it
Hmm.
messes up the whole structure that the company has built. So
Hmm.
that's why I was like, there has to be a problem, a solution to this, and I think that's what we're working towards, creating a benchmark for talent acquisition.
Hmm. Okay. And
Yeah.
that's actually a good thing. So since you're working in your dad's company and you experience this personal issue yourself, do you think having personal facing like a personal problem yourself helps you solve problems in the future?
Yeah, I mean, here's what one of the main things that helped me in what we learned in acting classes. So when I studied at Interlochen Arts Academy, we were told to touch life experience as possible. Put yourself in those random moments, put yourself in those uncomfortable situations, because the more you know how to deal with them, the more ideas you'll get, the more how you'll know how to handle yourself in the future, and the more you'll be trained. And
Mm,
yeah. So, in acting, the more you'll know how the emotion hits you and how
mm,
to act that in
mm,
acting. But in real life,
mm,
it helps you just as much.
mm.
So
So,
I think putting yourself in
mm,
awkward situations on purpose, putting
mm,
yourself in embarrassing situations on purpose, and especially when you're young, is the greatest thing that you could do
mm.
for your career.
Putting yourself in awkward positions. That's really good.
Yeah.
Have you faced any awkward situations?
So many. I get myself in awkward situations every day. I mean, like not even on purpose at this point. Awkward situations and weird situations just come to me, you
Mm.
know? Yeah.
Can you give me an example?
Uh, let's say you go to a networking event and
Mm,
you don't know anybody there,
mm,
and you just try and hop to the middle of the group,
mm,
but the group doesn't acknowledge you. What do you do then?
mm,
You have to learn how to navigate that situation. Or when I was little, I always used to try to go hang out with the cool kids,
mm,
right? And it was always like they would make fun of you. They would indirectly make fun of you, try to make make you go away from them, you know? And it's like, yeah, sure, that sucks, but it also taught me what I know.
mm. Yeah.
Yeah.
And why'd you start acting?
So I had always wanted to be an actor since I was in grade one.
Mm,
And recently I got into entrepreneurship. I mean, business and entrepreneurship is in my bloodline.
mm,
Um, so I always naturally had it in me because with with my dad, he's a businessman as well, right? So at home I would always be listening to his phone calls, how he runs things, and it's truly kind of inspirational, but
mm,
I never wanted to go into business. Uh, and then one day I saw this problem. I'm like, I know how I have to fix it. So then I started this startup, right?
mm,
And then I realized maybe I can do acting later. This is way more fun for me right now. Or I can do acting at the same time as running my own startup, you know.
Mm. All right.
All right.
So let's pick up on the part where we dropped off before we got dropped off. So let's pick up on your daily routine. All right. Let's just pick up from there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So like I said, every day is different for me. Sometimes I have a day full of classes. Sometimes it's a day full of meetings. Sometimes I don't have any meetings. So I work fully on my computer and just grind on growth and
Mm,
every day is different. Every day I have a new challenge. Every day I'm trying to solve a different problem, and every day I'm focused on a different aspect of the business. And sometimes even when I have classes, I would skip them and either go to meetings, go to an event, or continue working. So there's never a single day that has been the same for me ever since I've
mhm,
stepped foot into Manhattan, which is also, I think, a great thing about this city. It
mm,
it forces you to really
mm,
go outside, interact, and lock into the hustle culture, which I think is very important.
mm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think your location matters a lot in when you're building a business?
Yes, I think it does. I think you need that environment. Um, that could be, and it's easier to build a startup and it's easier to get connections that are going to help you when you're in big cities where there are a lot of events. New York is the hub. San Francisco is also another hub.
Mm,
I think New York is better than San Francisco because there's so much more that New York has to offer. Like San Francisco is all techy, so is New York, but it also has that on top feature of your social life.
mm,
You can meet other people who are
mm,
not just in tech or AI.
mm,
You have people who are in fashion and in tech. You have people who are into like it's endless.
mm. Yeah,
Yeah,
I love New York. I've been there almost like 3 times, and I can never get
yeah,
sick of it. I would love to go there. I would love to
exactly.
go to school there, especially NYU.
Yeah, yeah.
How's NYU?
It's uh, it's good. I mean, if I'm gonna be honest, if you're not dorming, then it would be hard for you to make friends.
Mm,
And of course, you really need NYU is a very it can be a crazy campus. I
mm,
mean, you really have to look out for who you are interacting with because there's a lot of people here who are not the type of people who like to work. There's a lot of people who are very I don't know the word for it, but they're they're very distracted, if that makes sense.
mm,
And yes, there are people who work who are very dedicated to what they do. So you need to find those groups,
mm,
and you need to stay away from the people who are
mm,
going to be a distraction in your life. And I think that's a very important aspect.
mm,
Um, and yeah, that's what I would say about NYU. It's you just need to find yourself in the right environment. My biggest advice to Stern majors would be stop glazing clubs because that's not fun. NYU, any college basically is just getting you ready for the job market. I honestly think of NYU as, oh, my next recruiting place, like low key, who can I hire? Because everybody here is just glazing the clubs, glazing literally companies,
mm,
and it's like what the heck? Like, and that's okay. I mean, you need people who are just wanting to do jobs because if there's nobody wanted to do jobs, then you wouldn't really have employers,
mm.
you know?
That's good. That's good. So, so you told me the moment when you decided to be an switch from being an employer to from being an employee to an employer. Do you think your environment helped you decide that?
I was never an employee.
Mm. No, I was talking about your mindset shift when you started
Right.
Velric. Yeah,
Uh, sorry, can you repeat the question?
yeah. So you were talking about like how NYU is filled with people who want to be more of like employees, and then you yourself want to be the employer. Can you
Yeah.
can you talk about the moment when you decided to be to be the reason why you want to be the employer instead of the employee?
Well, I ever since I was little, I knew I couldn't work for anyone. I
Mm,
mean, I had always wanted to do my own thing. I don't think I could take
Mm,
orders or directions for anyone. I
mm,
am a little uh I am somebody who likes to do things my own way, and that
mm,
includes studying as well sometimes. I don't like it when the teacher tells me to do things.
mm,
I don't like taking tests, and I think, but sometimes you just have to listen to them.
mm,
But uh, uh, I think it's a mindset that I've had from the beginning that I don't ever want to work for anyone.
mm.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And I was doing some digging whenever I do a podcast, I always do some
Yep.
digging into my guests.
Yep.
So you apparently did launched a project called Puja One, if I'm correct, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was basically that was like basically a pre-booking app in North America. I thought that would be a good idea because it worked really well in India, but the
Mm,
thing is there's just not enough market for
mm,
it, and
mm,
even with the product, the max I can make is like 100K a year, which is not a
mm,
lot in my
mm,
opinion. So it wasn't worth spending my time there when I could be literally making the next unicorn, which I
mm,
am.
mm. Okay. And also, while you also are part of you're also involved in strategy and growth for Laul Global Ventures, an investment
Yeah.
firm with holdings in almost 30 countries. What made you decide also to work with them and also work on your startup as well?
Yeah, so Laul Global Ventures is our family investment company,
Mm,
and of course, working with them was where I started getting into business,
mm,
and w- and that's where I realized where the true problems were hitting in the job, where the true problems were, and where the true gaps
mm,
were that needed to be bridged. Um,
mm,
I mean, we have different verticals. We have a few colleges around North America, and then we have a education management and student recruitment company.
mm,
So a lot of different things, which gives you a lot of different ideas
mm,
and a lot of different perspectives to think about.
mm. Okay. And I want to shift gears real quick, okay? So
Yeah,
you're a young entrepreneur, okay? And when you're a
yeah,
young entrepreneur, you face a lot of, I would say, not backlash, but a lot of challenges and obstacles. Especially one thing is with credibility, I would say. So how do you
yeah.
manage those challenges with credibility while being a young entrepreneur?
So with credit, I think the world's changing now. I think
Mm,
everybody wants to work with young entrepreneurs
mm,
because we're more credible in the fact that we bring in a new perspective. We're the leaders of tomorrow,
mm,
and the less likely people are to work with us, the less likely they are to succeed because they're
mm,
the older generations only last for a specific amount of time. Even Gen Z is now getting old because now you have Gen Alpha. They're
mm,
going to be the leaders after us.
mm,
So I feel like anybody who wants to continue their success in entrepreneurship or business, they have to work with us no matter what.
mm,
And credibility wise, I mean, what truly is credibility? How can we define it, right? Credibility is experience, and the more experience, like I said before, the more different experiences you have in your life, the more credibility you have in whatever you're building.
mm. Okay. And so you say credibility matches with your experience.
Yeah, and it also matches with the fact, yeah, 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 I
Mm.
would say that.
Okay. And what if I was a young entrepreneur? What if I was someone with no experience? Would that make me less credible than someone with almost like 2 years or 3 years worth of experience? Well, I want to gain that credibility too. How could I do that?
Well, no, because you've had what? How old are you?
I'm 16.
You're 16. You've had 16 years of life experience. That
Mm,
is credibility.
that's good. That's
I
good.
mean, and you've had a different experience than anybody else in this world has ever had.
Mm,
You yourself are unique,
mm,
and you have that credibility that nobody else has.
mm. That's good. You're spinning it around. That's nice.
Yeah.
All right, and I want to dive deep into Velric, okay? And you
Mhm.
said Velric is a way to revamp marketing, or I mean talent acquisition. And So what fields are you targeting? Are you targeting finance? Are you targeting law? What are you
We're
targeting?
talking all the fields that we're talking about all the fields there are,
Mm,
including marketing, writing, finance, uh,
mm,
math, science, literally anything that can be verified, it will be on our platform.
mm. And are you going to partner with the Fortune 500 companies? Or are you going to partner
Yes.
with them?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody has to have, everybody will be using Velric.
Mm,
They will, they will have to adapt to Velric. It's like you can't go in this life without using Amazon, right?
yeah.
I mean, everybody's used Amazon. I
Mm,
mean, it will be the industry standard. Everybody has a credit score,
mm,
right? It
mm,
Anybody who ever wants to get a job will have to adapt to the Velric score. Anybody who ever wants to hire somebody will have to adapt to the Velric score. So that's how we want to break and change the market.
mm. Okay. And the Velric score, so what are those challenges are you going to do? It's going to be personalized to the person, especially, or are you going to make it like, or are you going to have like a one size test for all?
No, no, no. Not a one size test for all. It's going to be personalized to the person. Like I said, the person will come onto the app,
Mm,
the website, and then
mm,
they'll give their information. Using that
mm,
information, the AI will create a
mm.
mission and challenge for them to solve and complete.
Okay. And can you give me an example of a mission and challenge that would be on Velric? Or,
Yeah, sure.
yeah.
For example, let's say I am into marketing.
Mm,
I come onto the platform, I say I'm into marketing, this is my experience, I've done this, I've done X, blah blah blah.
mm,
Then the AI will probably make like a mark will probably give you this is just a very rough idea. This is something that we're still working on.
mm,
So the AI might give you uh sort of like use Twitter's analogy with X and Y to create a go-to market strategy for X and Y company using tools like this, and that. And then you could, it will have a full, it would be a full base where you could write, you could draw, you could make shapes. So it will have full-on cursor tracking. It will have eye tracking so it knows where you're looking, where your cursor is
mm,
going, how efficiently you're working. So it's going to have all of those features.
mm. Okay. And how are you, so right now, money is the way the world runs, right? How are your finances? Are you gonna go? Are you doing startup events? Are you doing accelerators, things like that?
Yeah, so we already have a few VCs lined up. We are planning to get a good investment, a pre-seed investment by the end of October.
Hmm.
There's already a few angel investors, I should say, not VCs,
Hmm.
who are interested in the product and would really like to invest. But for me, right now, it is the fact of which investor can get which investors can open more doors for me to big clients, big companies.
Hmm.
So I have a few choices, and eventually, I mean, this to develop the system to make it actually like what I'm talking about, it will need millions of dollars. The development will cost millions of dollars. The marketing will cost millions of dollars. So eventually, that's the point where we want to get to.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's going to cost millions of dollars, and all these things are revolutionary compared to what I've seen. Have you heard of rounds.so?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. So I actually had their founder on, Emilio. He's really chill. He's also
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
something
yeah.
similar with internships specifically, not with.
Yeah, his is about internships, while ours is about everything. We want to skip the internship stage. If you can prove to me that you can actually you know how to do the work, and if you can prove to me that you can do what you say you can do, then you're getting hired right away. I don't even need to have you as an intern.
Hmm. Don't you think being an intern gives you more experience?
Sure. I mean, I have a team of 20 interns right now. They're learning more. They're learning more right now than they would in school while
Hmm.
working for Velric. But at the same time, you could get paid, right?
Hmm.
I mean, not to be hypocritical, but like you could get paid right away.
Yeah, you got a point there. I'd rather get paid to do work than do it for free.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. If you know your self-worth, I mean, you may somebody may not know their self-worth, and they can actually be really cracked at what they're doing, and they could get a paid job right away.
Hmm.
In fact, or somebody might be over their head about what they're doing, and they'll know, oh, actually,
Hmm.
I didn't think I was as good as I thought I was, so I need to improve on something. I need
Hmm.
to learn some more things, and then give
Hmm.
try to improve my Velric score so I can get hired again.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So you're trying to make Velric the standard practice of hiring, which is a revolutionary thing. And
The global benchmark. Yes.
yes, that is revolutionary, and that is also inspiring at the same time that you're trying to break a field, a big industry of recruiting, and also the toxic practices with recruiting. Do you think there's toxicity in recruiting?
Can you elaborate more on that?
Yeah, so like I talked to a couple of other people on LinkedIn who specialize in recruiting, and one thing they keep talking about is connections, and that even though you may have the experience, somebody who has more backdoor channels or connections, they get the job or they get the stuff, they get the
I mean,
project.
I believe connections is a very important thing to have. But at
Mm,
the same time, let's say if I'm connected with two people,
mm,
I'm gonna take the one who has the higher Velric score, right?
mm,
Uh, I think though I think connections is a great thing. I think getting hired with connections is also a great thing if you actually say,
mm,
if you can actually do what you say you can do.
mm,
If you can't, then I think it's a bad thing.
mm,
I think using your all connections that you have to your advantage
mm,
is great. I think you should use it no matter what. Use your
mm,
connections. That's what they're for. People
mm,
helping other people helping friends, family helping family. I think use your connections, but actually be good at what you're doing.
mm. Be good at what you're doing.
Yeah,
That's
cut the
great. That is
BS.
cut the BS.
I think I'm gonna run a marketing campaign on that.
Eh,
Cut the bullshit.
cut the bullshit. That's great.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah, cut the bullshit. Like if you notice if even though you have the connections, if you know what you're doing, so you're making Valorant the way the so your main goal is that even if you have the connections, but like if Valorant scores low, I'm probably not going to take you still.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Yeah, so if I'm like an employer in this case, and even though for example, I'm trying to hire you, and I see your Valorant score and you're pretty low, and I'll be like, no, no, I'm good. I'll go with this
No,
other
okay,
company.
see, a low Valorant score doesn't mean that you're bad at your job. It just means that you're ready for a more of a
Mm.
basic job than a CEO level job. Let's say,
Oh,
for example, yeah. So let's say
okay,
if
okay,
I'm
okay.
actively looking for a beginner software designer,
Mm,
then I can then the Velric score of
mm,
and then I'll put that in the filter system. So
mm.
it will recommend to me only the people who are qualified for that job, not overqualified, not underqualified. So it will
Okay, okay, okay.
adjust levels on that way.
Mm. Okay, okay. Now that clears up a lot. Yeah, I was thinking
Yeah,
that. Yeah, I was thinking about like I was just thinking the entire broad perspective. I didn't know you can add those filters. That's good.
yeah.
So, what's the scale you're gonna put the Valorant score on? Are you gonna put it from like 1 to 100 or one to like
1 to 100. 1
one to
to
100?
100.
Hmm.
Yeah. I think it would be very difficult for anybody to score below a 50 though. I think you would
Hmm.
have to be really dumb to score below a 50.
So you're gonna not make it too. You're just fill the constraints of what the employer wants.
No, it's n not exactly. We're not gonna actually like tie up with the employers and say, oh, we're gonna build specific missions in that way.
Hmm.
The missions are gonna be specific to the people, and they're going to be more
Hmm.
general,
Hmm.
but they're all going to be specific to the user,
Hmm.
more personalized towards the user.
Okay, okay. All right. That's really good. Yeah, making it more
Yeah,
personalized to the user. Yeah, and giving companies an incentive to use this because it's the way because you're saying it's gonna be the way what way hiring is gonna change in the future. That Velric is gonna be the main way we're gonna use it.
yeah.
Yeah. That's a really bold statement, and I believe that could happen.
It will happen.
Yeah. Yeah, it will happen.
It
And
will happen.
what advice would you give to any teenagers, or even in general anyone who wants to start their own companies or call or disrupt an industry? What advice would you give them? Because you're disrupting $1 billion industry right now.
Be bold. Don't speak up for yourself. Uh,
Mm,
don't let anybody stop you from what you're doing. Be committed.
mm,
Um, no work-life balance. Work-life balance is the biggest bullshit that I've ever heard. I think that's the worst thing you can do. That's a career killer. You're never getting successful if you believe in work-life balance, and I'm a strong advocate of that.
Mm.
Rage bait or no rage bait, I'm a strong believer. Your work is your balance. If you want to get into the startup industry, if you even want to be a leader at a company, you can't have a work-life balance. You need to truly enjoy what you do to be successful.
What is enjoyment to you when you're building your company?
I think the fact that every day I'm building towards greatness, I'm building towards a unicorn,
Mm,
I'm building towards changing an industry, I'm building towards disrupting a whole market.
mm,
I think that's what keeps me motivated. That's
mm,
what keeps me happy.
mm,
And just love and enjoy talking and meeting new people, which is
mm,
60% of my work. So
mm.
I completely enjoy it. I love growing something from scratch to 100. Uh, and yeah,
Mm. Okay,
I
that's
would say I enjoy every single aspect of
mm.
being a founder and a CEO of a company.
Yeah. And you have plans to go to NYU for Stern. And do you think once well if Velric when Velric will take off, do you think you're gonna drop out of the Stern and or
Yeah,
Stern and
yeah, yeah.
you go
I,
for
I think there's a good chance I might even drop out before I even start Stern next year.
mm,
There's if I'm able to secure an investor and what I'm hoping for by the end of this October, then there's a good chance that I will drop out.
mm.
A good chance that I will.
Is that scary?
No, not at all. I think what's scary is me staying here. That is what's scary. Me
Mm.
staying at NYU is what's scary.
Because you
If I'm
feel it will
staying
hinder the
here,
growth.
yeah, if I'm staying here, that means I'm doing something wrong. It
Mm,
means that I'm not growing.
mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I only see you on the Velric reels and everything. And I saw the video with Sneeko. That
Yeah.
was really intriguing. Can you talk
Yeah.
talk about that real quick?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I was at a political club thing. I'm very much into politics,
Mm,
and somehow Sneeko was there. I guess he was doing a side quest or something, and he was on a stream, right? And he was doing questions and answers. I was a large part of his stream on that
mm,
day, so which was
mm,
very interesting. I even talked to him about a few political subjects in our country and how
mhm,
everything's going politically. And I decided, of course, he's a controversial figure within the content creation industry after being
yeah,
banned multiple times on multiple platforms,
very
which,
controversial.
which, yeah, which I think banning is the wrong idea. I don't think anybody should be banned for their opinions, yet
Mm,
killed.
mm,
I think all opinions are valid,
mm, mm,
to a reasonable extent.
mm,
But it was very interesting. I mean, in the interview, he didn't say anything too controversial. He actually gave some pretty decent. I think he knew what he was talking about. It was an interesting experience. He seemed like a good guy, in my opinion.
yeah, he's been in a lot of controversies recently, but I saw the video. He seemed like a really like genuine person in there.
Yeah, he did seem genuine. He doesn't he speaks his mind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Not people speak their mind these days.
Yeah.
That's
They
I think
don't
that's refreshing. Yeah.
because it's so easy to get silenced.
Mm, yeah, and we
You
have
you
clear
speak your
examples of
mind and
that.
you get silenced,
Yeah,
whether that's you getting shot or you getting banned.
yeah. We see it day in, day out. Everyone like speak your
Yeah.
mind, you get silenced.
Yeah, so I think that's the way that America is heading in the wrong direction, but I think a lot of people are waking up.
Mm,
A lot of people are starting to speak their mind,
mm,
no matter of the consequences, which I think
mm,
is it's a good thing and it's a bad thing, but
mm.
that's a whole nother
Yeah,
subject.
yeah, that's a whole nother subject. And I don't dive into politics on the podcast. We focus on business and growth.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So you are obviously insanely like in Gen Z terms cracked, right? And
yeah. Thank you.
and I want to know what you did in high school in the first place. If you're doing all this in college, I'm pretty sure you did something in high school. And majority of my viewers are high schoolers because I'm a high schooler myself. So
Right.
what'd you do in high school?
So okay. I moved high schools quite a bit.
Mm,
Started off my high school journey in Southridge School in Vancouver, which was a university prep school. Had the
mm,
most horrible grades. I think I failed science.
mm,
And then I actually in grade 10, that's when I actually really, really got into acting. So I got recommended to go to Interlochen Arts Academy, which is a performance arts high school in Northern Michigan. Um, so I decided to go there, which was really intense. It was really intense training. I liked it there. Of course, there was pros and cons of going to a small boarding school. Um, but it really gave me the training that I needed to be successful.
Mm,
Uh, they didn't take any BS. I mean,
mm,
you were working from you were focusing on your art and your subject from 7 a.m. in the morning to 9
mm,
a.m. at night. And sometimes during tech week, you would go until 11 p.m.
mm,
Yeah, so I had like 2 hours of academics, 3 hours of academics because I decided not to take those academic classes. And I had almost 6, 7 hours of straight acting classes, and then we would go work on a production for that semester. So
mm,
it was a very intense experience, but I loved my time there.
mm,
I had a lot of different experience. I met a lot of different
mm,
people, a lot of interesting people.
mm.
Um, and yeah, I think that's what shaped me to become who I am.
Yeah, I feel. And do you think that playing, being an actor, shaped the way you run your business?
Yes, 100%.
Mm,
My acting training is something my acting training is something that I don't think I'll ever forget. It's a very necessity. It's the necessity of my pitching skills.
mm,
It's the necessity of how I talk to people. It's literally your confidence.
mm,
Um, it's your leadership style. It's your thought leadership. I think acting training was probably one of the best things that I could ever do in my lifetime,
mm.
and no regrets there.
And yeah, I believe that. Do you believe everyone should experience some sort of the arts? I personally played the piano and I did band in majority in throughout middle school. I feel like that helped me a lot when I reached high school, especially with balance,
Yeah.
time, and
This
this.
might be a controversial opinion, but no, I don't think everybody needs to go into the arts. I think arts is a very lots of the times while I was there, I was like, bro, what is this BS? What are they talking about? Like,
Mm,
what do you mean interpret this, interpret that? What if the author just wanted to write it because they wanted to write it? Like,
yeah.
I think half of the things are just very made up and just BS.
Mm,
And like, what do you mean? Like, I don't understand what do you mean interpret a painting? It's just it's a painting. Like, what do you want to see in
mm,
detail of it? I don't think arts is a necessity. As personally, I don't really even enjoy classical music. A lot of people there were big fans of classical music, and I'm not. I just don't find the fun or the enjoyment in that.
mm. Yeah, and we're gonna wrap up right now because Zoom's gonna kick us out in approximately 15 minutes. So I'm gonna wrap it up right now.
Gotcha.
So
Awesome.
for my last piece, for my last question I have for you is
Yeah.
about the future. Okay,
Yeah.
so your long-term goals are very obvious from what I learned. Is that you want
Hmm.
to disrupt the industry of recruiting? But do you have
Yeah.
any other missions other than that?
Yes. Forbes 30 under 30. Disrupt the market. Uh, really, Velric is going to be something that's always going to be a part of my life. Really, like, and then eventually, go into politics. Oh, missed a step. After what, once I've made a bit of cash from Velric, then I plan to make my own films and star in my own films, and then eventually go into politics by the age of 35, 40.
How old are you right
Yeah.
now?
18.
Oh my God, that's really ambitious. I have friends who are still in college and yet they still don't know what to do after college. They're like studying business and yet they have no clue if they want to go to consulting, start their own business, nothing. And
I
you're
think
already
they
have your
should figure their stuff out then.
yeah, yeah. Well,
Like,
wow, you're on the
of
other
course,
hand
there's
at the
no,
age. Yeah, you're like already
yeah,
planned out and all set for you. That's like amazing.
yeah. And it's okay if your plans keep changing, but it's always good to have a plan, in
Mm,
my opinion. Don't have a
mm,
plan B. I'm very against plan Bs.
mm,
Have a straight plan that you want to follow, and if you want to change
mm,
things up, go ahead. But you can't just go through life not knowing well, you can. I think that's also a life perspective. Just go with the flow. But if
mm,
you want to go into business, if you want to be successful, if you want to make money, if you want to get fame, if you want to have power, you need to plan it out in sort of way.
mm,
that first of all keeps you happy, that you enjoy. You must enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, then there's no
mm,
point of the money. There's no point of the power. There's no point of the fame.
mm.
Right. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. And thank you very much, Mahir, for meeting with me. I learned a
of
lot
course.
from you. It was really good to hear from someone who's way ahead of me, yet still someone who I can still talk to casually
Of
and
course.
also have a good conversation with. So thank you very much for your time.
Of course. Of course. It was an honor to be here.
Yeah.